everyone believes in God. We don't see him.
Good point. Good point. We
So the
can't
same
see
way,
him.
Yes, we can't see him. We are in the past life. We see what is your purpose of that life. Yes. So no, I did not resolve my purpose. I was supposed to stand up, but I did not stand up, and that is why I am again going to the same scenario. So this is one of my days. So I was just learning a process, and I had put my husband into trance, and then he dozed off.
Okay.
I was like, my hand is cut. It is cut from here. It is cut from here.
Okay.
पूरा टूट गया है. मुझे तलवार से किसी ने मारा है. मेरा हाथ टूट गया. मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा दर्द हो रहा है.
So he was actively still living the past life,
Yes.
even while coming back to consciousness.
Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
it is with the left hand, and until that time, your conscious mind and subconscious mind have a connection with each other. So many of them, they're creative ideas. They babble sometimes.
Yes.
You're like you're not my mama. You're my sister. It comes from that.
That particular life. And welcome to another episode of Talk About It with Maana. On today's episode, we are going to discuss a topic which is highly debated. This topic is very much related to our religious texts, the several that we have in our country. Some religious texts say that we live only once. The other religious texts say that we come here on this planet, we take several births. It's just that we don't carry an active memory of it. So on our show today, we have with us Ashwini Kulkarni, who's a renowned past life regression therapist. She takes various sessions with her clients. So let's hear it from the horse's mouth. If past life, the concept of it, is actually true, or is it a plain myth? Hang on to know more. Hi Ashwini.
Hi, Maana.
Welcome to the Talk About It with Maana show.
Thank you so much for having me over here.
The pleasure is all ours. Believe me as well as our viewers are very, very inquisitive to know and to hear this discussion about our topic for today. So while the viewers already know that you are a practicing hypnotherapist, but a major part of your practice involves past life regression, which a lot of us are curious to know about. Having said that, let me already jump in with my question number one. When we say past life regression, how much of it is really true, the concept of having a past life?
So when I'm from you can say paramedical field.
Right.
And for me to believe in it was very initially, impossible. But then when I saw certain life patterns or certain things which are related to my past lives, then I started believing it in more and more. So to give you an example, I was always having this habit of drawing, drawing pictures, or that was always painting was one of my hobby.
Right.
But then over a period of years, because of during our times, the only professions are engineering and doctors. So
right.
that went away, and I was completely into studies and all those things. Then through hypnotherapy, I saw one of my past lives where I was a painter.
How did you happen to see your past lives?
So I was taking sessions for my other issues, and in that, that past life opened up.
So you were the client?
Yes, I was
at
the
one
client.
point?
Yes, at
okay.
one point. And in that, I downloaded those, things. I downloaded those abilities to do drawing, to painting. I'm not saying that I am a now world-class painter, but yes, I can definitely say that things which I've been putting it off or suppressing it, I am much more better at drawing than before. Much more better.
Once you tapped into your past life.
Yes. So there are many abilities which we can tap through the past life.
Like?
Like singing.
As long as you have to realize and see it for yourself that, okay, at one point I used to have these abilities. I think that's where we open the door.
Yes. Yeah. Also, if you see, these are the patterns or these are the habits which are carry forwarded. So even though you're a doctor or even though you are an engineer, you will have this, intense calling, intense pull towards apart from your own profession.
Right.
Because the connection is in the past life.
Okay. So because I'm a psychic and a medium, I've also realized that these things, my abilities came that easily to me, not because I have done something in this life, not that I've actively worked on it in this life, but it's been carried forward. So on that, what all qualities actually do get carried forward? Like, so when we're talking about talent or the spiritual abilities, how much of anger or the negative qualities get carried forward?
Yes, they are also carried forward. Now, if I go more into details, so our body is made up of body, mind, soul.
Right.
So when we die, we leave our body over here, and only mind, soul goes up. Now, soul goes only up, mind remains over here, in between the crossing the line and between the earth. The reason is because in the mind there are many more other emotions apart from the love. Now, love, when I say, it does not have to be love between the couple, between the mother and a son, or love. It is a
universal emotion that we feel,
yes,
right?
The love which has no boundaries, there is no give and take.
Right.
So only that part of your soul passes up.
Okay.
So these things we do carry forward from our past life, because when that soul again ascends, it takes few of the character, few of the emotions, feelings. Okay, I have to resolve these.
That you need to work upon in this lifetime, the one which you plan to take again. Having said that, when we hear of cases where men are abusive or women are abusive in relationships, or there are certain people who are pedophiles, right? Are these qualities also carried forward from a past life?
From the past life as well as from the current life as well. So, let's say if the child has been seeing an abuse, that father is abusing mother.
Yeah.
Let's say a female is seeing that, a daughter is seeing that her father is abusing a mother. So then, for her, it is a known thing.
Right.
And her mind doesn't describe or categorize on the basis of pain and love. It categorizes known and unknown. So known is love, or is, you can say, comfort, while unknown is pain. So the daughter sees that it is fine, like subconscious mind feels that it is fine to get abused. Now when she grows up, she will say that I am not going to marry a person. Obviously no one will marry a person who is going to abuse her. But that subconscious mind knows that this person is going to abuse me. So
and that feels very much like home. Like, I know this emotion, I'm more comfortable with this.
So I will be this person now. This is the current thing. Also, it can be carried forward from the past. Many of the times, it is like if you have done something to that person in your past life, like murdering, like abusing, and all that. So the person, when he dies, I won't leave you. I will see you in next life. Or the guilt, the person who is
the abuser,
he will say, that guilt feeling, I want moksha from this.
Right.
I've done this. So the dynamics will play such a way that you will be all in one family, one soul.
Okay, understood. And so when we're talking about the abuser in this lifetime, what part is he actually carrying forward from the previous lifetime in order to, have that much rage to murder someone? Is it like you are just, like nullifying the karma there?
So nullifying karma is one thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that also. If it is like, many of the times it also happens that the abuser, when he is in the soul form or whatever, he knows that he's a part of your soul group.
Right.
Okay? And he wants you to ascend. Okay, so he will decide or do a contract that I will abuse you, knowing the fact that this is going to add negative to my karma.
Negative karmas, yeah.
I want you to ascend, because over there is no, give and take. It's a pure love thing,
Yes.
So that abuser will take that role.
I really want to point this out to the viewers that please listen to this carefully. Most often, when we have these troublemakers in our life and we constantly keep cursing them, they are actually here to help us ascend. So in a different reality, in a higher reality, these are actually our best friends who mean well for us, just that in this lifetime, we may look at them as troublemakers.
Now, another example which I would like to give you is, let's say your life purpose is to find a true love, self-love. Not the true love, self-love.
Self-love, yeah.
So, when you ascend, you will choose a parents who are not loving you. See, if they are loving you, you won't realize your true love, your
Oh,
self-love.
yes.
You will
Yes.
choose a partner who is not loving you enough. Because you have to break that pattern. Unless and until you love yourself, nobody is going to love you.
Of course, it's hypocrisy. I don't love myself, but I expect you to love me.
Yes. And if your self-love is enough, I think so you don't need other people's love.
Or the validation.
Yes, validation.
Right.
Right. Also, so once you start loving yourself, you will realize that people are changing around you. And when this
Yeah.
opens up through past life, it is like, realization. And your aura changes, your energy changes.
Yes.
And the husband
Yes.
was
it
saying
does.
no initially will automatically
Be
start saying yes,
attracted. Yes.
admiring all those things.
I've walked on this path. I must say, I completely understand what you're saying. I've walked on this path from being the criticizing yourself, being that enemy to yourself, to realizing
Like a victim card.
always, oh my God, been there, done that, not ashamed. But yes, on the other side, now I realize why this had to happen, why these people had to treat me. And today I'm in a place where I thank them. Thank God they did these things to me.
And imagine knowing the fact that it is going to add negativity to their karma.
Exactly. So how grateful should we actually be to them? But okay, jumping in again on the past life. So how is the process? How does this happen? If I were to be your client, what is the process?
So, see, I am actually a clinical hypnotherapist where there is a part of this past life regression. Now, if you
So past life regression is a part of the entire...
hypnotherapy, yes,
Right.
there are many past life regression therapists who practice solely as a past life past life regression therapist.
All right.
Now, let's say if you come to me with you, I will directly start with the past life regression therapist because
Yeah.
you believe in it,
Yes.
you are already experienced it, or you have some idea, you are open to it. Now, if a
Right.
client comes to me and it has a doubt, or she has doubts about it, but does it really exist? And if I ask them, if I take them directly to the past life, they will say, is this true?
Yeah.
Did I say the movie which I saw last night?
Am I just almost
Yes.
imagining that?
Am I imagining that?
But again, here a question for you. So when I have tapped into my past lives, but through meditations, all right, a part of me, despite being a psychic and a medium, always still questions like, was I just imagining things? How much of that is actually true?
So now, why did you see that movie only?
Particularly that
Yes.
only.
Why you did not choose a different movie?
So it's not really an imagination.
Everything is planned.
Of course. Yeah. So coming back, what is the
So,
process like? Yeah.
So first 2 to 3 sessions, it's kind of I'm loosening them up.
Yeah.
Because see, if it's a painful past life, then your conscious mind will protect you at all, with all
Cost.
cost. That I don't want to see it again. It's a lot of pain. I don't want to feel that pain.
All
So
right.
first 2 to 3 sessions, I open them up. I go them, I take them to their childhood memories. We see their inner children. We heal them, and then we see the past life.
The painful episode.
Yes. Now, let's say it is not always painful, but still, the way I told you that people take a doubt that whether it is true or not.
Right.
So through this, they are easy to believe. So they say that this is the memory which I don't remember in previous 3
Actively.
sessions. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember that this has happened with me. But when that comes up, they find that confidence. Okay, what I'm seeing, what I'm imagining is not my imagination. It is truth. It has happened. So,
Okay.
because see, that doubt is there because they are not trusting themselves.
Of course, but the things that we do, the profession that we are in, there is no tangibility, to actually sit and prove that yes, this is, yeah.
So, but everyone believes in God. We don't see.
Good point. We
the
can't
same
see
way.
him.
Yes, we can't see him. There are so
So you
many
either believe or you don't. There's no gray area. It's either a yes or no.
Yeah.
Right.
If you are, let's say, like there was one of my client who was like, since you told me that my issue is helplessness, all the lives I'm seeing is with respect to helplessness. Isn't it my imagination? So I'm like, now imagine knowing the facts that you are helpless, you're still imagining those things. So that means you are trying to getting it resolved. So you just then concentrate on getting it resolved. don't go into past life this thing.
Right.
You don't want to go for that this has happened. It's since I am thinking that it's a I am helpless, and that's why I'm imagining all the past lives where I'm helpless.
Right.
So let go of that part. Don't concentrate on the past life, but see that it is somewhere. It is also connected with your current life also.
So just if you do not believe in the concept of past life, at least recognize the issue and just work on resolving it.
So when we see a past life, it is not that I just opened up and I tell them, okay, now come out of the trance, and this is the dynamics, let it go. So when we are in the past life, we see what is your purpose of that life? Yes. So no, I did not resolve my purpose. I was supposed to stand up, but I did not stand up, and that is why I am again going to the same scenario, because this is where I have to stand up and I have to put forward my opinions. I have to stand up for myself. So this is why I am repeating. So there is a connection. We are connecting it with the current life. Okay, that part is done. Then when did you activated this past life in your current life? There is a difference, many of the times. So most of the time, a child.
So it's not active right from day one when we take birth?
Few are. We were there from the generations. We were there from after birth, during the birth, in the womb. Because
that the past life gets activated.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we move forward, and okay, so this at the age of 2, I felt helpless because I was not able to pick up a glass.
Right.
And that past life got activated.
So the trigger activates it. All right.
That's some common point which activates. And when you see that connection, then you start believing in it. And you see the results also. You will see the change in dynamics of the families.
Really?
Even though you are working on it, see, if the whole family works, wow, it's amazing. But even though you are working on it, you will see that the other people is changing. The mother-in-law will all of a sudden, you will see that love in her eyes.
Just because I have made those internal changes within me, or at least made the effort to recognize the pattern or what's going wrong. And because they say, right, once you change things inside, it automatically reflects outside. That's the only way it works.
It's like a vibration or energy aura around you. If you are continuously into that negative energy, into that negative thinking, into that depression, you will attract only those people, and people will behave with you in this.
Exactly. And we constantly keep looking outside and pointing fingers and blaming them. But I look at it like wearing a set of sunglasses. If you're wearing rose tinted ones, you'd suddenly see that the entire world is singing and dancing and the birds are chirping. But if you wear a black one, you'll also see that everyone doesn't like me. And so it's all about what goes on inside and the perspective. But coming back to the process, so is it like if I were to be your client, would I be made to rest and then using a dowser or a pendulum, would you get me into the trance, or how is it? How does it work?
So there's a script where I say it, and there are certain affirmations, certain instructions I give you, I ask you to follow. And so there's a filter between your conscious mind and subconscious mind.
All right.
So what we do is we increase the gaps between the filters through continuous messaging through the script. So
for the transition to be easier. Okay.
So you become relaxed and you allow me to go into your subconscious mind where there is all this data from your modern memory, like from your childhood till your death. Even the future. All of us has a knowledge.
I had this question. So when we're talking about past life, can we actually tap into the future as well?
If it is good for you. See, obviously if everyone will ask and go and keep on seeing their future, it is not beneficial. Let's say if you are going to say that you're going to die at the age of 25 and you came to know at the age of 20, the moment, the things the way you were going to live your life positively
suddenly changes.
Change suddenly. So yes, at the same time there are few people who are able to see, if you know in today's world there are many people who are able to see the future because that is there in their subconscious mind. So what we will be doing is we will take you over there in subconscious mind and we will ask the question, now show me the past life from where this thing started. And
that particular trigger from where so then
I take you through a cloud. There are many techniques. Then those techniques, I take you to that past life, and you see it how you're seeing yourself. Many of the times, a person sees it from the overview, from the eagle view,
Right.
as a third person, like he's seeing himself as a person.
Like he's watching a movie or an episode.
Yes, few
Right.
of them they experience it.
And that's when they start crying
Yes,
and
they're crying. So in one of my case, so I was just learning a process, and I had put my husband into trance. Okay, he was
Okay.
insisting a lot, so I was
Right.
like, fine. And then he dozed off. Okay, and I was trying to get him up, he was not waking him up, and suddenly I have to go out of the room. And when I came back, he just screamed and got up.
okay.
And he was like, "My hand is cut. It is cut from here. It is cut from here."
Okay.
पूरा टूट गया है, मुझे तलवार से किसी ने मारा है, मेरा हाथ टूट गया, मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा दर्द हो रहा है.
So he was actively still living the past life
Yes.
even while
Yes.
coming back to consciousness?
Yes.
Oh my
So
god.
it is with the left hand, and then suddenly we had that realization that that left hand was paining since 2 months, and
Okay.
all of a sudden, so I made him lie down again. I cleared all those things, and then that pain was gone. So you actually feel that pain also sometimes, and that is when you're. I say that I usually don't take them on the first day itself for the past life regression. Is this one of the days? Imagine all of a sudden you get this pain which is unexplainable.
Right.
You will go into shock.
Of course. And what you need to know right now, the information that is most beneficial for you right now, is what shows up in your past life regression. Does it work that way, that suddenly, like something that was hurting for 2 months, only that information was shown to him?
Yes, so many of the time. So client does come with the issue. Now most of the time their conscious mind or subconscious mind guides them. So see, everyone has issue.
Right.
One issue, two issue, more than one issue. So they say I have this issue, also this issue. So out of that 5, let's shortlist it to 3. Which one you feel that if you take this issue, will sort it out everything. So they usually pick up one. But if your subconscious mind does not feel that is the issue, is the cause of these things, then it will take you to the most essential one or the urgent one.
Okay. And that issue gets resolved
Yes,
first.
that issue gets resolved.
So, if I'm trying to understand, say if I have anger issues, that for those reasons I come and contact you, all right? How many lifetimes, how back will I be taken? Like just the immediately previous lifetime, or does it go on to like 10 lifetimes as well?
So let's say taken anger as an issue.
Right,
So anger is a reaction.
right.
Your core emotion will be completely different. Let's
Really?
say,
How so?
that my core emotion is sadness or feeling lonely. Okay, and so anger. Why you feel angry? I will tap into it. There's a technique called emotional freedom tapping, and with that we find out the core issue. So let's say कि I feel absolutely alone in the world, and that's why I get angry. In that fear, I get angry.
Right.
So I will go with that. It can be many years back, 500 years back. It can be most of the healers go 1,000 years back also.
Wow.
So, but the clients which come to me.
This is absolutely mind-boggling. Like to even imagine that we've actually been here
Yes.
like this 1,000 times, and this is, oh my god, yeah.
So with them, 1800, 1900 is the commonest one.
Really?
Yes.
So my daughter recently, I had read that kids who are below the age of 5, they still carry some memory.
So the critical filters which I mentioned you before,
Yeah.
it gets formed between 2 to 8 years of age. So till that time, your conscious mind and subconscious mind have a connection with each other. So many of them, they're creative ideas. They babble sometimes.
Yes.
You're like you're not my mama. You're my sister. It comes from that.
That particular lifetime.
Yes.
So I asked my daughter, I thought, let me just try, if she remembers. And I just had this very casual conversation. And she said, yes, Mama, I've been here 20,000 times before.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. So she
Amazing.
started, and in her vocabulary, she doesn't even know the word 1,000. Forget about 20,000. She doesn't even recognize this word. But she said, yes, I used to be your lover. She did that to me. And I'm like,
God.
okay, I did not give a reaction, but I understand that, yes, possibly. And I started looking at her relationship with me from a different perspective. Like, why would she behave in a particular way which is so not known to me? Why would a child react that way? But now I have a better understanding.
We all are connected, I can say that.
Yeah, so definitely no pendulums, no dowsers.
Nothing
It's just
like
with
that.
affirmations.
There are many misconceptions, like, that if you go into past life, you will stuck over there, get stuck over there.
Like what happened with your husband in that
Yes.
episode.
So now see, that was what it was not a regular practice. It was just a meditation, and it came into, I put him into trance. It was just that, and he just got up. Ideally, we don't leave the client. When I won't leave you unless and until I take you out of that trance phase. The
Right.
process to take you out of the trance
Right.
phase. Otherwise, you are not stuck in that past life scenario. And also, I saw one or two videos where the person mentioned that why you want to open the past lives? Your already current life is with so much drama. Why you
Yeah.
want to open your past lives?
Right.
See, it is not that we are opening it up and leaving it. We
Right.
are energy exchanging. We are doing energy exchange. We are, it's like we are closing it. We are closing it. with
Resolving
proper-
it.
Yeah, we are resolving it with the proper energy exchange, with the proper emotional output. All that thing with the proper understanding. You can say releasing the old beliefs, releasing letting go of the old conclusions
And the patterns of
yes,
so many
breaking the
lifetimes.
patterns,
Yes.
and then we resolve that past life. We just do not keep it open.
Okay, but say I have had an issue in the past life with someone who's currently also a part of my life, all right? And say I take up a past life regression session and I try to resolve it, resolve whatever issue I have with that person, okay? Now that is my reality. I have done the bit. Will that reflect with the person in this lifetime? Because there are two people here and I have done my bit. But what if the other
Yes,
person
so-
hasn't resolved?
There was in my lifetime where I thought that why I should only do the therapy. Why not people around me? They need more than me. I have done enough. But then the thing is, the way when you start doing your therapy or sessions, any kind of a healing, I'm not saying only hypnotherapy, only past life regression, any healing thing. So you will start raising your vibration. Okay?
Right.
So once you start raising your vibrations, either you will raise the other people vibration also, or the person in particular which you're talking about, that person will also come to your level. Okay, both of you will rise together, or else that person will remain down.
Right.
You either leave that person or it won't be bothered by you. Like, you won't be bothered by that
But the
person.
main issue at hand, will that get resolved?
Yes, from your end it will definitely get resolved.
But say if it's a marriage,
So
for example.
that's marriage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the divorce case is going on. So I won't say that divorce cases, the couple is thinking about a divorce, and they come to me. Let's say only one.
One of them.
One of them has
Yeah.
come to me. Now there are two outputs. Either divorce is happening or not happening. But it is sure that you won't be into that toxic relationship. You will resolve it and live with that person more happily, or else
Or you
will
may
completely-
choose to walk away, but again happily,
Yes, happy.
as long as the issue is resolved.
Yes. It will be, see, there might be you have attracted that person in your life so that you stand out, to stand up for yourself, to take
Right.
certain decisions. If your life purpose is being independent, and being with that person, you will be always be dependent on them or,
Right.
or whatever, on the other people. Then you have to leave that person. You have to leave that people, those people. It's not only with husband and wife. There are certain friends also where you have to take a decision.
Yeah.
I have to put a boundary. And it is
Yeah.
fine. It is okay. We are very scared that if I put that boundary, I will be all alone. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that way. You will attract more positive people, in fact.
Yeah, or even just by being yourself,
Yes.
as long as the self-love part that you spoke about, to tap into that, then anyone who comes in is just like merely like a cherry on the cake, but
Yes.
you get to be the
Yes.
cake, and
True,
everyone else are the ornaments. Okay. Tell me some interesting story, from your case study. Something that's nice, raunchy, interesting.
So there was this case. I was working on the acidity.
Okay.
So
On a particular client.
yes, on a particular client, and so acidity again is symptom.
Okay.
It's a symptom,
Right.
right? The core emotion behind the acidity is when you're not putting those boundaries. When acid is there in your stomach, it is absolutely fine. But when it starts coming up, it burns the other parts, other areas, right?
Right.
What is it? It's the boundary. It's causing the boundary. If you're not able to see a person, know within a time or within your boundary, it is coming into your boundary and it is causing acidity. So with this person, along with the boundary, the core emotion came as a sadness or separation, more of like. So our previous life, she saw a separation with her husband, and with her, the same person was there in her life
Again.
again.
Yeah.
But she understood why, there is so much of love from him, why there is so much of need for him, to be in her life, to hold on to her, is because in those previous past lives, he has left her.
He had abandoned her, and he was both of them had abandoned.
So
Yeah.
because of the situation, they had to live apart from each other. And this is not in the one past life. This was more than 1, 2, or 3 past lives. So now she understands that why he is being so much, over or extra protective around her.
Constantly
Possessive.
clingy.
Yes.
Because he wants to correct.
Yes.
But both are extremes. First the abandonment, then the clinginess.
Yes. Because he is into that continuous care that she will leave me.
And her lesson was to maintain boundaries despite.
Maintain the distance. So boundaries was with respect to her parents or with respect to other relationship where she has to maintain the boundaries.
Okay, so even causes like maintaining boundaries can show up symptoms like acidity,
many of them.
which we may think is just quite literally a physical symptom, right?
There's a concept of body syndromes. So if I'll tell you that neck pain is a very one of the commonest this thing.
Symptom.
Yes, and if you will see from the childhood, we have been hearing these things like, when you grow up, you have to take care of me, huh? So
Parents usually
parents
pressurize the kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you behave in this way. You're a girl, you have to behave in this way, you have to cook for your family. So you need to know the cooking. It's the utmost important part of your life.
Yeah.
You grow up with that. And if suppose one day if your husband does not take tiffin or somehow you miss it, you bear that guilt, you take that responsibility of giving food to that other person so much that you get neck pain. If you'll see, every other person has the neck pain. The reason is they are taking these responsibilities. No, I have to take care of my children. I have to feed them. I have to give them good education.
And they're constantly carrying that guilt of not being able to
Not
do.
being able to, or I have to do it.
Right.
That is a responsibility. As a mother will take a responsibility of the child. Child will think, oh my God, I have to take care of my parents when they grow old.
Right.
With respect to your father, with respect, all the relationship, there is a responsibility of office going person. If the person is alone, not married, nothing, bachelor, but he has to go to office, I have to complete this because my boss has given me this responsibility. Neck pain. Every other person has a neck pain. Why? Because this is how we are grown up.
On that note, please talk about lower back.
Lower back is finance and anxiety.
Really?
Yes.
Not that I have any of it, but I'm thinking of people who have it now. Oh, yes.
So much money. There is this thing. Is this enough? Is this enough? Or do I need to earn?
The lack of contentment.
Yes. So lack of contentment is a different, but finance, where your lack of contentment will be the core issue.
Right.
But first, it will show it to you as a back pain is related to your anxiety and the money, with respect to money. And every other person, the riches has their own worries and the poor has their own worries. Everyone is worried about money.
Beautiful.
So every other person, if you will see, after every they at some part of their time life, they go through the low back pain.
True.
There is a very good book of Everett Rose. She has done the whole research on each part of your body and the syndromes and so many.
I think I have that book. I think
Okay.
I've read that. And
Okay.
then for knee pain, even something as minuscule
you're
as
not
a
standing up.
tingling headache.
Yes. Your heel pain describes your, uh, you can say, you're not satisfied with your career,
Right.
get the heel pain. You're a housewife, but you have to do your career. You are somewhere, you have let it go. The heel pain will be there. It's telling you that you're not sure whether you want to put your foot forward, whether you want to take this step or not. The heel pain or the sole pain will be there.
Okay. Can you tell me again another success story that
The PLR.
of PLR, again something nice and interesting?
So if I want to tell mine, I saw one of my past life where I was a shaman,
Wow.
and without knowing anything, I downloaded all the abilities.
Therefore, healing in this lifetime has been carried
Yes,
forward.
healing was there. It was before that life. It came to me as a guidance from the masters.
I'm sorry, could you please tell our viewers what do you mean when you say a shaman? Not everyone may know.
So shaman is more of like you can say in the American tribal areas they have these shaman. It's like हम लोग में वैद रहते हैं.
Right.
So why they practice a pure Ayurvedic. So similarly, in the Indian tribe, the
American.
American tribes, they have these thing called as the post called as a shamans who has the ability to see the future, past, present. Also, they have the healing abilities. There are many. They get their energy from the natural resources, from the earth, trees, and all.
Sun, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I downloaded all the things, and then I started getting the visions. I am able to see something moving over here, something moving over there.
Right,
So,
right.
the most weirdest part was my son started seeing it.
Started seeing the change in you or started seeing the visions?
Things which I was able to see. So
Okay.
that was a very shocking to me. So, but then see, he's still small and I don't want to expose him to that. So I did a meditation. I took help from my other therapist friend, and we stopped those visions. So this was a very much profound for me to believe in the past life.
Right.
And whenever I'm ready, I will open up that that vision.
Right.
No, I am not ready, or I will see. I want to see it, but in a
Very constructed manner.
Yes.
As per your convenience,
Yes,
whenever you
perfect,
wish
perfect. Whenever I wish, and it happens that way.
to. I remember when I grew up having these visions and just the inner knowing that these episodes have happened or they are going to happen within 2 days. And I'd just blurt out things only to realize, oh my God, they're really happening. Are these, like, if I would predict that someone's going to die in 2 days, an 18-year-old what would an 18-year-old even do with this information? There were times when I would feel like, have I predicted or have I caused death? Because what, again, an 18-year-old would do? And then I very nicely, very innocently prayed that I don't think I need this information right now.
Yes.
But when the spiritual awakening happened, when it had to come, when the timing was right, it just came without any warnings. You start seeing things which you cannot see with the naked eye, and it just happens very organically. So for anyone to practice PLR, to become a practitioner, is there a spiritual base required?
Not sure.
So, okay, even if you look at it purely as a method of science.
Yes, you can go ahead with that. So, in our fields, there are from HR field, there are people who are practicing as a clinical hypnotherapist. There are people from the medical field are also there. So, for medical people, it is very difficult to believe. No,
Right.
It is like if there is a cut, it's a cut. There is a muscles are cut, and you have to sew it.
Right.
And to see it from a different angle because you have planned this in your past life and you're getting that cut. It's like two different times. But yes, there are MBBS people, there are doctors, many like from all over. I think so. There are one which I know was a pilot. He has also changed his profession and came into this profession.
Because when you see the other reality, which also simultaneously exists, it becomes difficult to not be able to see it.
Very true.
Right. But on that note, Ashwini, I'm so glad that we had this session. I'm happier even for the viewers, more so for the viewers, because this is something, past life is not something that's very openly spoken about. Also, we have various religious texts, some which talk about the existence of past life, others entirely refute it. Therefore, I entirely want to leave it up to the viewers to decide and make up their mind for themselves whether they want to believe in something like a past life or no. And if they are inquisitive, if they are curious, we are dropping Ashwini's details. You can definitely contact her and book a session with her. Thank you so much, Ashwini. It was lovely having you here. Please continue to like our video and subscribe to our channel to know more soul-stirring stories on spirituality, relationships, and health. Thank you so much. See ya.